What if the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs missed the Earth? 66 million years later, which of course is yesterday, dinosaurs would still rule the planet. Large theropods, the relatives of T-Rex, would be at the top of the food chain on most land masses, while sauropods and horned dinosaurs would shape the forests and plains with their immense grazing. Small proto-wombats would continue to thrive in the undergrowth, but mammals as a whole would remain small nocturnal niches, only occasionally giving birth to gigantic creatures like today's blue whale. But even those might not get very big, since life on this Earth would still be a constant struggle against the giant reptiles. And so natural selection would continue to favor smaller, more agile animals. Speaking of natural selection, plants would also continue to evolve, but there would be fewer grasslands for them to conquer. Large herbivores would keep the forests open, and the majority of plants would have to adapt to shady environments. As for our own kind, primates would evolve much slower on this Earth. Without the ecological vacancy left by the extinction of the dinosaurs, our earliest ancestors would still be swinging through the trees, perhaps living in close-knit groups that defend themselves with tools. Some of the larger great apes might evolve to walk upright on the ground. But they would likely be ambush predators, forcing early hominins to flee to the treetops or form cliffside colonies. Those who can craft and wield tools would have a better chance to survive. So the use of rocks and sticks would develop earlier, maybe even as early as a few million years from now. But don't expect anything too fancy. Agriculture would likely be impossible without the evolution of staple grasses like wheat, corn and rice, all of which might never evolve on a dinosaur-dominated Earth. Instead, humans would subsist on fruits and tubers and hunt small mammals and reptiles. Settlements would be built on mesas, islands, or behind thick fortified walls to deter predators. Trade routes would likely snake around dinosaur migratory paths and be heavily guarded to protect travelers from roving bands of hungry carnivores. The threat of giant meat eaters could also delay the development of cities, since people would probably prefer to live in small isolated communities rather than densely packed urban centers. The skies would be shared by dinosaurs and pterosaurs, both evolving into gigantic soaring monsters. But marine reptiles would also continue to thrive, competing directly with whales for dominance in the oceans. Many of the mammal and bird lineages that exist today would either be absent or minor, including our own. Homo sapiens might not evolve until well into the Cretaceous period, maybe not until the end of it. And we would certainly be just one species among many still clinging to the trees, swinging alongside various lemurs, gibbons, and chimpanzees. The technology timeline would be drastically different. For thousands of years, the threat of rampaging megafauna would delay the domestication of animals and plants. Without farming, metallurgy, and large-scale urbanization would also be delayed. Some of these things might never develop at all. The industrial era might arrive centuries later, if at all. In this timeline, when Walt Disney was alive, he could have easily envisioned a world where dinosaurs never went extinct. In fact, he did. When Disney's Imagineers were designing the original Animal Kingdom theme park in the 1980s, they imagined a world where dinosaurs still roamed free. One of the park's early concepts even featured a safari ride through a Cretaceous swamp. Of course, that never happened. But in an alternate timeline where the asteroid missed, Disney's vision could become a reality. In this world, wildlife parks would feature living stegosaurs, and the likeliest candidates for real-life dino control would be the heavy weapons used in World War II. But not everyone would want to destroy the dinosaurs. There would be plenty of people who want to see them, maybe even ride them, which might be possible since some sauropods could potentially be tamed like horses. Some of the first settlements might even be built inside hollowed-out dinosaurs like the one depicted in the classic movie King Kong. Whichever path this alternate human civilization takes, it's safe to say that the age of man would last millions of years longer. Our world would become a true Jurassic Park.